Are you and your team or employees currently struggling with messy requests and approvals? So this is what happens. Your employees submit their requests manually. Then the manager or HOD is overwhelmed with emails. Finance team or finance officer chases approval, and there is no clear audit trail. This leads to delays, loss of receipts, errors, and frustration for every member of the team. If this is what you're currently facing, then I built this system specifically for you. This turns chaos into a smooth, automated workflow that helps you to save time, and everything is done natively here on Airtable. My name is Victoria Ganiru. Join me as I walk you through this system that I built. So let's begin with the setup here. To help me, I created three tables that are all linked together. They all have one relationship or the other. So here we have this table for employee, for expense and approval. And we also have various views that enable for effective monitoring so that we know where we are at every point in time. All right, so this workflow kicks off when an employee submits a request or an expense request by completing a form. So immediately that record is set to pending manager approval. What then happens is that the HOD or the manager gets an email that a new expense request has been submitted and they should check it out. When they do this, they have the option of rejecting or approving such requests. And what I used here was conditional branching so that whichever way the decision goes, it is anticipated and covered. All right. So let's assume that this expense request is approved. What happens next is that the on the finance field, all right, on the finance field, it is set to pending finance approval, and the finance officer or the finance team also gets an automatic email telling them that, oh, HOD or manager has approved a request, and now it is your turn to look at this request and decide whether to approve it or reject it. All these decision made by the HOD, decision made by the finance officer or finance team is appropriately logged in our approval log table. This ensures that there is transparency throughout this process, okay? So here you find the request, you find what decision was made about the request, who made the decision, when this decision was made, all right? So let me show you a little bit about where all these were set up, all right? Remember, I told you that once an employee submits a request, the HOD or the manager, the appropriate HOD or the manager for this business or for your team gets an email notifying them that a request has been made. So let me show you what that email looks like. Okay, so this here is what that email looks like. The manager makes their decision and then it moves to the finance stage. The finance officer or finance team makes their decision, approval or rejection, and the employee gets a reason for rejection if it is rejected so that they know whether to amend their expense request. And if it is also approved, then this approval is duly logged in the approval table right here. Okay, I think I showed you that. Yes, I also mentioned that we have different views for this table so that at each point in time we are able to monitor what is going. This system is ready to adapt to any approval workflow, from expense approval to time off approval to approval for content reviews and so much more. So if you're hiring for Airtable automation or workflow optimization, I would love to bring this level of detail to your team.